This is hands-on workers. This is verbal assault. This is escaping from the facility. These are dangerous things.
A state lawmaker calls for an investigation into why sex offenders were moved into neighborhoods with families. We first broke this story almost 2 years ago.
And since then, sex offenders continue to be placed in group homes around the state, including in our area, without notifying nearby homeowners. But now, one lawmaker is hoping to do something about it. Brett Davidson has our exclusive New York State Exposed follow-up. He joins us now in the studio. Brett.
Well, Scott and Janet, that assemblyman says he has documented proof that some of these men are a danger to staff, other group home residents, and the communities in which they live. And after he says the state stonewalled him in his efforts to get information, he is now asking for an independent investigation.
They do what they want. They do. They do. They don't care.
Mary Ellen Kramer says she and her neighbors are owed an explanation about why the state moved developmentally disabled sex offenders into group homes near her home in the Buffalo suburb of West Seneca. You think you're entitled to those answers?
Oh yeah, we all do, especially the fathers and mothers who have little bitty ones running around and they're scared.
We first began investigating after the state closed the Monroe Developmental Center in Brighton in December 2013. We discovered that 12 convicted sex offenders who were living in a secured section of that facility were quietly moved into group homes throughout western New York, including 7 of them into 2 homes across the street from Kramer.
They take them out of a secure facility and they put them in the community. Who made that decision?
Assemblyman Mickey Kearns tried unsuccessfully to get the State Office for People with Developmental Disabilities to turn over information about the placement of sex offenders. But recently a woman contacted Kearns after she was able to get documents through a Freedom of Information request. She received confidential logs relating to disturbances at group homes, including one of the homes in West Seneca. We now have those documents, and they reveal several aggressive incidents there toward members of the staff, and also include at least one attempt by a resident to run away.
This is hands-on workers. This is verbal assault. This is escaping from the facility. These are dangerous things.
The documented incidents happened despite security assurances made months earlier by the Deputy Commissioner of OPWDD.
We have a very rigorous process by which we assess individuals' needs and put the necessary kinds of supports and protections in place.
After reading the reports, Kearns last week sent this letter to the State Inspector General asking for an independent investigation of the agency and its policies.
We were told one thing, and it sustained and confirmed what we thought all along, that placing level 3 sex offenders in a neighborhood was the wrong thing to do.
In the meantime, the state Senate this year passed legislation barring sex offenders from being placed in homes with others with developmental disabilities. The bill has stalled in the Assembly.
I'm hopeful that we can get this done because I think based on this new information, it's very important that we segregate our most vulnerable from those who may have some disabilities that are sex offenders.
I went back and checked the sex offender registry today, and of those 7 men we first reported on, 4 are still living in those homes in West Seneca. 2 have relocated to other group homes, including one in Gates, and the man who attempted to run away has now been returned to a secure facility. Now, we know from social media that there is a lot of interest in this story. If you want to share your thoughts about the legislation that Kearns has sponsored, you can contact his district office. The number is 716-608-6099. Janet?
Brett, did Kearns say why that bill hasn't been able to get through the Assembly?
Well, he says he's had discussions with the Speaker, and it's an issue of wording in the bill, primarily about the definition of a home. But he says he's confident they'll work through the language and get the bill passed in the upcoming session.
All right, Brett Davidson, thank you very much.